Good morning, Year 4, and welcome to your writing lesson. It's Friday. Well done for getting through your first week of home learning. So your learning objective today is to box up, but first of all, your starter is adding inverted commas to speech. So remember, inverted commas are the grammatically correct term for speech marks. So your first sentence is, "What happened at the school?" asked the eager newspaper reporter. So I would like you to rewrite that and add any punctuation needed. And witnesses stated that the boy rode frantically out of the school. Do we need inverted commas for both of these? Why is that? Now, the answers for these are as follows. So you should have an inverted comma around what happened at the school, along with a question mark, because it is direct speech. The newspaper reporter is saying it there and then. However, on the second sentence, this is what we call reported speech. It's speech that has already happened, but it is not in the moment, and therefore inverted commas are not needed. Remember, you can pause the video at any point if I'm moving too quickly through the slides. So what I would like you to do once again is practice reading the text using your actions to help you. You could play table tennis with an adult. You read one line, they read the next, to make it slightly different to the rest of the week. Okay, so today we're going to box up the text, but first of all, I'm going to show you what is included in a newspaper report. We will look at this in more depth next week during your feature find, but I realise you haven't done newspaper reports for a while and you may have forgotten what they include. So we've got a newspaper report must include the name of the newspaper at the top, an interesting headline and subheadline, an introductory paragraph that includes the 5 W's, captions for all pictures, facts about the main events, writing in third person and past tense, quotes written as direct speech, a conclusion paragraph to explain what might happen next. And what might be quite good, if you go to the supermarket, just pick up a free newspaper or a cheap newspaper and see if you can identify these features on the front page. So the introductory paragraph is sometimes called the orientation. This includes the 5 W's. Why and how are often mentioned, but they are more in detail in the main body in the rest of the newspaper report. The details, facts and opinions about the main event is called the main body of the report. However, opinions are only formed if a witness gives statements, for example. The main part of the newspaper report has to be fact. The conclusion paragraph is sometimes called the reorientation. So newspapers use the headline to try to grab the reader's attention. It might have even use a pun, rhyme or alliteration. Which one of these catchy headlines makes you want to read more? So on the next couple of slides, there are a few headlines for you to have a look at. If you want to gather some more headlines off the internet or from a newspaper at home, that would be really useful. And have a think, what is the headline of our report? So here are some headlines. They give us a hint about what the article might be about. Can you find some headlines in a newspaper? And which one of these would you like to read more of and why? So your introductory paragraph includes the 5 W's: what, when, where, who, and why. This is sometimes called the orientation. And as I've said before, why is only touched upon here, and then it is reintroduced in the main body along with how, if that is necessary. It sets the scene for what's happened and also introduces a short summary of events. What I would like you to do now is try and spot the 5 W's in the start of this report. So remember, the 5 W's are what, where, who, why, and when. How is mentioned if relevant, but these are the main 5 points. Photos and captions will help to tell the story by giving the reader a snapshot of what has happened, where it happened, or who it has happened to. A caption explains to the reader what is happening in a picture. The caption is usually placed underneath the picture. What do you think a report using this picture would be about? What does the picture in our report show? And I want you to have a think about why pictures are important. This is similar to when we do reading and you look at picture books. Why are the pictures important? What do they help the reader to do? Facts about the main events. A newspaper must give information that is factually correct about the events. Can you decide which of these sentences on the next slide you think are facts and which are opinions? And these form the main body of the report when you go into more detail about what happened. So the man had a beard and wore a black coat. I am the smartest person in the class. Yellow is the best colour. You shouldn't go swimming in the sea. It took the runner 84 days to complete the extreme race. Mrs. James lives at 103 Blake Drive. The truck arrived to pick up the jewels at 3 o'clock. Which are facts and which are opinion? And we have done this in our reading lesson as well. So newspaper reports are written in the third person and the past tense. So the third person is when you write about what happened to others. So you use words such as he, she, they, them, or it, not from your own perspective. Who can remember what the words he, she, they, them, and it are called? They replace a proper noun. So what are they known as? And past tense, newspaper articles are normally an example of a recount text. They are written in the past tense as the event has already taken place. Quotes. Quotations tell us what has been said and who has said it. They can help to make the story credible by giving the reader the opinions of people involved. Remember to use inverted commas. Concluding paragraph. This is sometimes called the reorientation as it readdresses what has happened and tells us, so what's next? So what I would like you to think about is what tense would it change to in the last paragraph? We will cover the features more in depth at the end of next week when you do your feature find. Now let's box up the text. I will help you with the first part. So usually we do this in class. So in the first column, you've got the part of the newspaper report and some key questions to help you. In the middle column, you've got keywords that can help you to find what point you're looking for and also some ideas for you to use in your own newspaper report. And then the last paragraph, the last column, sorry, is what I have completed. And this is what you are going to complete for the rest of the report. And it is just answering the questions on the left-hand side to help you with what goes in what section of the newspaper report. So this is what you're going to do for the next part. I've separated the newspaper report into sections. I've put keywords in the middle and asked key questions for you to answer on the right-hand side. To record this, you can either copy the columns onto a piece of paper or you can just write the points for each paragraph underneath a subheading so that all you email to us is the right-hand side of the table. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, please get in contact with us. So next week, you're going to be writing a newspaper report about how the school was rebuilt. So instead of creating a newspaper report about a catastrophe, you are going to write a report about a success story when the school that has exploded is rebuilt. So over the weekend, think about what your dream school would look like. Think about if your dream school reopened and you were going to write a newspaper report about it reopening, what would be important information to include? Who rebuilt it after the damage, any witnesses that would comment on the new school, and anything else you think is important to write a newspaper report about the rebuilding of a brand new school. I hope you enjoyed your home learning this week. I will be in school next week, but it will still be my voice on the writing videos, but please do not hesitate to get in contact with us on the year4@thepalmeracademy.com email address and have a lovely weekend. Stay safe and speak soon.